or ibuprofen. Well, not every medical dilemma requires surgery. In fact, the human body has an amazing way of healing itself. That power is the cornerstone of our body's natural defense and longevity. Now doctors are keeping some patients out of the operating room by giving the body a little nudge to jumpstart that process. Carolina Impact's Jason Terzis explains.
It's a privilege reserved for only a select few. Running out of the tunnel, through the smoke, and onto the field at Bank of America Stadium. While fans yell and scream for Luke, Cam, and the rest of the Panthers, one guy fans aren't there to cheer for is Dr. Patrick Connor. He's been the team's head physician for 21 years.
As a head team physician, I'm kind of in charge of all their care.
Dr. Connor works on the Panthers sidelines at every single game, home and away, and oversees a game day staff that includes 3 doctors.
There are 19 healthcare personnel on the sidelines of every game. It's pretty crazy.
Dr. Connor deals specifically with shoulder, elbow, and knee injuries.
But I have a team of specialists behind me from Ortho Carolina and beyond to take care of hand injuries and foot and ankle and spine and neck, and then with other specialties like concussions, and we have a team dermatologist and a internist and pulmonologist and every single specialty, so I kind of orchestrate all that.
Dr. Connors accompanied the team to both of its Super Bowl appearances and was in the spotlight 2 years ago after performing surgery on Thomas Davis's forearm, allowing the star linebacker to play in the big game.
He broke his arm at the NFC Championship game, and he did very well. We fixed his arm, he did very well, and was able to play in the Super Bowl 13 days later.
While chances are you hadn't heard of Dr. Connor before, there is another guy around town you're probably very familiar with.
Hi friends, Scott Clark here.
You see him in those commercials all the time. Scott Clark, owner of 3 Charlotte auto dealerships. But when he's not selling cars, there's a good chance you'll find him on the golf course.
Well, I've been playing for about 35 years, and my game is still terrible.
After all those years of swinging the golf clubs, Scott began having elbow pain.
And I just kept injuring my elbow over and over. It got so bad I couldn't swing anymore.
That's when Scott sought out Dr. Connor for help.
When I went in there, I was in excruciating pain.
It's essentially just the opposite of tennis elbow. It's golfer's elbow. It's on the inside of the elbow, a partial tear of that tendon that was real painful.
And I said, Dr. Connor, I need your help.
2 cortisone shots gave Scott relief, but only temporarily.
That lasted probably about 4 or 5 weeks and came right back.
Cortisone will make it feel better in the short term, but it doesn't do anything to heal it.
Probably took about a year and a half to really get to the point that I needed something besides cortisone.
Of course, he didn't want to have surgery any more than any of the rest of us, and so what we do in that setting is we get an MRI.
Scott's MRI confirmed a partial tear of the ligament.
And here's an example of an MRI of the elbow where there's see this white area in here is a partial tear. It's supposed to be all dark through there, and this is all swelling on each side.
To avoid surgery, Dr. Connor decided to try platelet-rich plasma, or PRP. It's used for treatment on ligaments, tendons, and muscle injuries.
And I said, hey, I'm game for anything. I mean, if there's a chance that my elbow's not going to hurt anymore, let's try it.
So what exactly is platelet-rich plasma? Well, in short, it's a way of getting the body to use its own platelets to heal itself faster. First, a small vial of blood is taken from the patient.
And it goes in just like a normal blood, and we'll put it in the centrifuge and close it up and spin it down for 5 minutes.
The high-speed spinning process separates the plasma from the other blood components.
And so at the end of that 5-minute period, we take it out, and what happens in that setting is that this blood will have the red blood at the bottom, but the platelets will be at the top because they've been separated out.
The platelets are then extracted from the vial and injected directly into the injured area of the patient.
And we can actually take off that layer of platelets, which is essentially the patient's own concentrated healing factors, and inject it into an area that we're trying to get to heal.
Those platelets have been shown in studies to help soft tissue injuries significantly by speeding up recovery time.
The one thing that's so good about it is it's a patient's own healing factor, so it doesn't come from a donor or a lab. It's not artificial. There's no chance of rejection or anything along those lines, and so it's intuitively makes a lot of sense.
The whole process takes only about 20 minutes, with the biggest discomfort being the needle itself.
It's got essentially no risk other than the discomfort of the injection, and can really be helpful and keep them out of the operating room.
Depending on the location and severity of the injury, the average time for full recovery is generally 4 to 6 weeks.
It didn't work on me that way. 2 days after I was injected, I started feeling relief. A week, I had no more pain.
But the nice thing about it is that, a patient doesn't have to stop his or her life like in a post-operative setting.
So it definitely worked on me. It's incredible.
And thanks to PRP, Scott is back to doing what he loves, when he's not selling cars, of course. For Carolina Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
Thanks so much, Jason. Some of the world's most elite athletes have used PRP for quicker injury recovery, including golfer Tiger Woods. An interesting side note, PRP is even used as a way of reducing hair loss.